Imagine walking into an arena filled with 10,000 screaming fans, 95% of them booing you, every single one of them waiting to see you get destroyed by their national hero, and you're grinning ear to ear like you just walked into your own birthday party. This is the story of when Manny Pacquiao introduced himself to Mexico, a night that would change boxing forever and leave an entire nation in tears. November 15th, 2003, the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas. The atmosphere was electric, intoxicating, and overwhelmingly Mexican. Green, white, and red flags waved throughout the stands like an ocean of national pride. This wasn't just a boxing match. This was a coronation, a celebration of Mexican boxing supremacy. Their champion, Marco Antonio Barrera, the baby-faced assassin, was about to defend his featherweight title against some unknown kid from the Philippines. Nobody gave Manny Pacquiao a chance. He was a 3-1 underdog. Most fans didn't even know his name. To them, he was just another sacrifice, another name to add to Barrera's legendary resume. But what they didn't know was that this nobody from the Philippines was about to deliver the most brutal introduction in boxing history. Let me paint you a picture of who Marco Antonio Barrera was at this moment in time. At 29 years old, he was ranked 3rd on the pound-for-pound list. He had destroyed Britain's Prince Nassim Hamed, silencing an entire nation. He had conquered his greatest rival, Erik Morales, in an epic trilogy. He was the undisputed king of the featherweight division, a living legend, a national hero, the pride of Mexican boxing. Marco Antonio Barrera was more than just a boxer. The commentators would say he was the pride of Mexican boxing. His nickname, the baby-faced assassin, captured everything about him. Youthful appearance hiding a cold-blooded killer in the ring. On the other side of the equation was Manny Pacquiao, a 24-year-old kid who had fought his way out of crushing poverty in the Philippines with nothing but his fists and an unbreakable will. Hardcore boxing fans might have remembered him for dethroning Lelehanalo Ledwaba back in 2001, but to the casual audience, he was nobody. This was only his 2nd fight in the featherweight division. Even Barrera later admitted, "I didn't know who Pacquiao was." But Pacquiao, he knew exactly who Barrera was. More importantly, he knew what he had to do. The training camp that Pacquiao went through was nothing short of brutal. Dozens of sparring rounds, endless drills, punishing weight cuts. This wasn't preparation for just another fight. This was a mission, a statement, a declaration that the boxing world was about to change forever. The opening bell rang and the fight began cautiously. Barrera appeared calculated, measured, looking for his spots. Pacquiao moved with urgency, bouncing on his feet with that signature energy. Pacquiao slipped and hit the canvas. The referee inexplicably ruled it a knockdown. The arena exploded. The Mexican corner smirked with satisfaction. Their man had drawn first blood. As the first round progressed, Pacquiao began throwing punches in blistering combinations that made the crowd go silent. Barrera quickly realized something terrifying. His opponent wasn't intimidated, not even a little bit. Manny Pacquiao has come out with a determined rally in round 2. The commentators noted, their voices tinged with surprise. The underdog was supposed to be getting destroyed. Instead, he was taking the fight to the champion. Then came round 3, the moment that changed everything. Pacquiao feinted, drawing Barrera in, and then unleashed a devastating left straight that connected flush on the Mexican champion's jaw. Barrera crumbled to the canvas like his legs had been cut out from under him. Pacquiao pressed the attack for the rest of the round, forcing Barrera to rely purely on his vast experience just to survive. Every combination Pacquiao threw was faster than the last, sharper than the last, more punishing than the last. With each passing round, the momentum shifted more and more away from the Mexican icon. Pacquiao's relentless combinations and blistering hand speed completely overwhelmed Barrera. The champion tried to keep his distance, tried to use his ring IQ to counter, but Pacquiao never allowed him a single moment to breathe. Barrera's left eye is now starting to swell badly, the broadcast team observed in the middle rounds. The damage was accumulating. By the 6th round, blood streamed from a cut above Barrera's eye after an accidental clash of heads. The Mexican corner worked frantically between rounds to stem the flow, but it was becoming increasingly desperate. The crowd that had been so loud, so confident at the beginning of the fight, was now watching in stunned silence as their hero took a systematic beating. Every time Barrera tried to mount a fence, Pacquiao was already 3 steps ahead, countering with lightning-fast combinations that left the champion confused and hurt. Younger, stronger, faster, hungrier, the commentator said. It's really hard to beat a good fighter that has a lot of spirit. By the 9th round, Barrera's frustration had reached a boiling point. During a clinch with the referee calling for a break, he threw a blatantly illegal punch. The referee immediately deducted a point, a clear signal of just how desperate the Mexican champion had become. He was drowning, and everyone in the arena could see it. Pacquiao occasionally landed sharp counterpunches, but they barely registered. The Filipino southpaw appeared completely unfazed, even when Barrera managed to land his best shots in the 8th round. The pressure was relentless, suffocating, inevitable. He's not really throwing hard punches now, the analysis revealed. He's throwing volumes of punches just enough to keep him busy. Pacquiao was boxing smart, controlling the pace, making Barrera chase shadows while taking punishing shots from every angle. By the 11th round, Barrera was running on fumes, his face a mask of blood and swelling. Pacquiao, in stark contrast, looked like he was just hitting his stride, as fresh as he'd been in round 1. Early in the 11th, Pacquiao landed another crushing left hand that dropped Barrera to the canvas once more. Though the Mexican warrior beat the count, because champions always beat the count, he had absolutely nothing left to offer. Pacquiao trapped him against the ropes and unleashed a barrage of punishing punches. It was target practice at this point, a brutal display that nobody wanted to see continue. There's no way a great fighter should have to go through 3 more minutes of this. Unable to watch their fighter endure any more punishment, Barrera's corner made the only decision they could make. The towel came flying into the ring. The fight was over. That night, 10,000 Mexican fans witnessed their hero fall, but the world witnessed the birth of a superstar. Manny Pacquiao had delivered one of the most emphatic victories in boxing history, becoming the featherweight champion of the world and the first Filipino and Asian boxer to claim titles in 3 weight divisions. While the Philippines erupted in uncontainable joy, Mexico mourned. Their baby-faced assassin, their living legend, had been decisively beaten by a fighter nobody had taken seriously. But here's what makes this story even more incredible than you think. Because Pacquiao's introduction to Mexico that night wasn't just about beating one of their heroes. It was about setting up a rivalry, a legacy, a series of events that would define an entire era of boxing and create moments that would make even that brutal night in San Antonio look like just the opening chapter. What happened next between Pacquiao and the Mexican boxing world would create some of the most legendary fights in history, rivalries that would captivate millions, and moments that would prove that the introduction we witnessed that November night was just the very beginning of something much, much bigger.